we want everybody to change from thermal engines to electric engines, we need to be very careful about price. Because if you touch only 1% of the population, of the users, what's the effect on the planet? No effect. And we all know that today electric motors, mainly batteries, is a bit expensive.
Hey, it's a Green Boater, and welcome back to another episode of our Marine EV Leadership Series. Today we meet Nicolas Quendez, the CEO and co-founder of Kahe Nautic. This French startup is shaking up the recreational boating world with a groundbreaking solution. They have tackled the lithium battery recycling problem and have created a versatile electric motor that can be repurposed for multiple uses, making electric boating more affordable. Join me as Nicolas reveals the future of electric propulsion for recreational boating. Let's go. Nicolas, welcome to the Green Boater.
Thank you.
Can you just tell us a little bit how the company started?
So, Kahe Nautic as a company is based in France, in the Bordeaux region. Kahe Nautic has been founded 6 years ago. Since then, we are working mainly on micro propulsions for now, and we are making them bigger and bigger for electric propulsions for nautical sports and boating.
Who are the people that are behind the company?
It's starting, I think, the meeting between Christian and me. So we are the two co-founders of the company. Christian has vision. Everything that is going on Earth will come to water. So 6 years ago, he called me and he just asked me, what about changing the nautical world? And as a mechanical engineer and with specialization in fluid mechanics, I immediately said yes.
Now, I looked at your website, and I know it tells part of the story, but I'd like to hear some of the backstory.
Yeah, sure. We take all our inspiration from what we see outside, and what we do comes from our planet, our environment. We need to keep it, but we need to keep it at the same time. We need to discover it. I mean, I don't want to be somebody that say, "Oh, we don't do anything just to don't touch it." We have to enjoy our environment, and we have to be careful. So we just try, and it's difficult to link both ideas, to take inspirations, to have inspiration from our environment, and for this we have to discover it without damaging it. So that's difficult, but this is what we love.
What are some of the things that you tell people who want to work for your company about the value of the company, what's important, and what you're looking for people that want to join your company?
First thing is the passion. I think we need people that are really passionate by what we want to do, change the world at our scale. Perhaps it's a small scale, but if everybody wants to change the world at its own stage, it's good. So we try to do it. We want to change the way we live in our world, and this is linked, the company linked to water, clearly. Then second thing is to be concrete. This is very, very important. We need concrete people because we make products. We make products, and we make products for other people to enjoy them. And this is not theory. This is not a view of things. We can have some people, we need them, and we have some people just to have some great view and so on. But in Kahe Nautic, we make products, and we make them reliable, we make them smart, we make them clever, and so we need concrete people. I think to go on, we need transparency. We need some people that are able to work with teamwork, because we cannot do it alone. I can give you many examples. For Kahe Nautic, we are linked to many other companies. One of the first one probably is Gouache. So Gouache is another startup in France near Bordeaux that is making a new technology of batteries, and that make them easily recyclable, because it's a solderless technology. So we don't have the lithium cells soldered. So we have just 10 screws on our battery. You remove the 10 screws, you can open everything. There is no solder, so you can remove the cells, you can change them, you can recycle them very easily. Today, lithium battery is what we have. I hope in the future we find even greener technology, cleaner technology, but for now it's what we have. So this is an example, but after we have partnerships with other company, with some industrial company. So we have the assembly of our product is in France too, in the French Alps. We have partnership with Zodiac,
Okay.
because they make the boats, but we try to make them electric now, and so on. So yes, teamwork is essential too.
That's great news, Nicolas, to hear about what you are designing into the battery systems, because that is the big question. I hear it. I've been to several boat shows recently, and when you come against people who are a little hesitant about the electric boating market, the first question they say is, "What are we going to do to recycle all these lithium batteries?" Yeah, because it's a problem, isn't it? In the automobile industry, we don't know. How are we going to do
For
with these
sure,
big?
it's
Yeah.
the main. This is problem. This is the problem because the truth is, lithium you can recycle it, but you need a lot of energy. Mainly if you have to unsolder everything, you need time. Today, because you have to unsolder everything, people don't want to do it.
No.
So then, when you can do it, it's better. The truth is, recycling lithium costs still today more than extracting lithium. When you have a battery, lithium battery, if one cell, so a lithium battery is made with many lithium cells, small ones. In a car, you have thousands of battery cells. If you have one cell that is off, defective, all the battery is defect. You just put the whole battery in the bin. In our battery, we can monitor each cell inside the battery. If one cell is off, is not working anymore, you just have to remove the 10 screws. You remove this cell, and with the other one, you can keep them, check them, the health, and remake a complete battery. So we are working this year. We think before the end of the year, we should be able to have a prototype using hydrogen on a very small, because Cape 600 is quite small. We should be able not to change the volume and to use a very teeny hydrogen cell inside for prototype now.
The product itself, how did it come to be that you chose this form factor and this use case for the pod?
Honestly speaking, it's at the beginning we wanted to integrate inside the craft, inside the kayaks, inside stand-up paddle. The hydrodynamics of craft is always better if everything is inside. We have checked all the market, and the market was not asking this. Market was asking how to replace what they already have. People was asking something that you can plug and play. And this is what we did. We removed our integrating technology and we just put it in a casing. Form factor is not very original because it's basically the shape of a submarine, because if you are not integrated, you are in the water, and if you are in the water, we want to shape hydrodynamics as possible. And second point of view is it's quite easy. It's quite easy for waterproofness, because the O-rings, everything is circles. So it's efficient, it's easy, and when it's easy, it's cheap. We focus every day we design a product or solutions, we focus on the price. Because if we want everybody to change from thermal engines to electric engines, we need to be very careful about price. Because if you touch only 1% of the population, of the users of this kind of product, what's the effect on the planet? No effect.
Yeah.
And we all know that today electric motors, mainly batteries, is a bit expensive. If you don't work on every aspect to have the best efficiency as possible, at the end it's a vicious circle. It means your propeller is not very well designed, so you need a big motor to power it. You need a big motor to power it, so you have a lot of waste, of thermal waste, and if you have a lot of waste on the propeller than on the motor, you need a very big battery. And at the end, you have a very big product, wasting a lot of energy and costing a lot. So we start from each component.
it looks fantastic. You've got basically a modular engine that can be applied in a number of uses.
Instead of buying 3 different products, so 3 times the pollutions, with one product you can do many things. You have only one, you manufacture only one product that you can use basically for a boat motor. But when you stopped on the beach, you want to do snorkeling, so in a few seconds you just unplug from your transom mount, you unplug it in a few seconds, you don't need any tool, and you plug on it a snorkeling handle, and you can enjoy at low power, you can enjoy doing snorkeling. But if you have a stand-up paddle or a kayak, the same, you have different small interfaces, you change in seconds, and you can plug it on your kayak or a stand-up paddle. We also put an external charging port. You can charge the KahePod 600 when using it. If really you need, you can have a solar panel on the top, so you can charge with solar panel at the same time, or if really needed, 12 volts or 24 volts battery outside. Also, you have a wireless connection with a remote and with your mobile phone, so you can control your engine with the remote or even with your mobile phone. We added also safety functions. We sell the motor with a small beacon, a Bluetooth beacon. So you can, this is a very small device, electronic device that is smaller than a watch. You can put it on your pocket. And if you are on a dinghy, for example, with your children, you can put a beacon on every child and people on the boat. And if one person is falling down, automatically we detect it and the motor is stopping. If one people is falling down, automatically it stops. The same when you are using it as a snorkeling, as a sea scooter. In case you let it go, first the motor is floating. We designed it to make it float because we don't want people to lose lithium batteries and plastic inside the ocean.
So you were very early on in your company when COVID hit, and so all the supply chains blew apart.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't speak about this because first, I don't want to complain. I mean, we faced some very difficult situations. But so first, I don't want to complain about this. And also what you say, we learn from every difficult situation. We began to change our mind and to be careful about what we are making, what we are manufacturing, and where. Yeah. Honestly speaking, we still have a lot of components manufactured in Asia, but we try from the beginning to do it more and more locally. So why Asia first? Because of the price. If the price is very expensive, there is no meaning because we will not change the world if price is too expensive. But basically, I took the decisions for the KahePod at the really beginning first to make the assembly in France because many components were in Asia. We were thinking making the assembly in Asia. I said to the team, we can't continue like this, and everybody was agree. We started making in our own office. I remember the first 100, we don't have a factory, it's just a design office. We made the assembly of the first few hundred products. Finally, we found a very good industrial manufacturer in France that was so interested in the product that finally he shares the capital with us and is making the whole assembly of all the products. And what is good is basically this is a metal manufacturer. What we want to do is to manufacture the product in Europe for Europe market, to manufacture the product probably in China for Asian market, and in the future we hope to have a manufacturer in South America for South America, North America for North America. This is logical.
And so that takes me to the next question about your distribution model. So you're selling direct to consumer. Do you have a distributor network, or what's your strategy?
So we began to sell them mainly in France with our website, but France and Europe, because finally we had many orders from Italian, Spain, England, but mainly Europe. Second way is B2B. We sell our products to other brands, in fact. For example, Decathlon is buying our products. So Decathlon in Europe is a leader for sport products. They have a Etiwit, the water sport brand is Etiwit in Decathlon group, and they sell our product as their own brand. But we have other companies, Zodiac. I was speaking about Zodiac. Zodiac will provide their tenders, their dinghies, as a pack with our Kahe 600 propulsions. So we try to do everything we can to diffuse. Of course, it's good for us, for the business, but it's good for customers if they can afford to change their thermal engine with an electric one. Everybody will be happy. So today we have almost signed contract with 15 countries, mainly in Europe, but also in North Africa. And we are trying to integrate North America market because, of course, North America market is the biggest in the world, and they are very specific too for us, European people. North America market is quite different from European one, and we think we can touch it too. So we are discussing now with some possible distributors in North America.
This is so exciting, Nicolas. I really look forward to seeing the products here in North America. With the core values of your company, the type of people you hire, it comes from the top. Between you and Christian, you set the pace. You hire the people that've got the passion and they've got intelligence, and they say, okay, but this is a business. You would probably have some very interesting planning meetings when you sit around the table, because there's so, like you said, with the software, there's so much you can do. But it's also a matter of staying focused, isn't it? About what it is that you're delivering.
As you say, we have a vision. We have a very, very good vision, in fact, of the future to transform all the boats, in fact, from recreational boats up to, in the future, long-term future, transportation, good transportation in sea and so on. My associate, Christian, is spending almost full time just in finding money because we sell products, but our vision is so huge and we expect much, much more. And as said, we have many people, industrial, other funds that invest in the company because our view for the future is quite crazy. But sometimes it's difficult to focus on some priorities because, of course, we want to do everything. Discussions are very animated around the table. That's nice. The main point is just to, okay, what we focus on for the next few months because we cannot do everything.
Where can people find more information about your company, Nicolas?
Nautic.com, and if you want to contact us, you have a chat, an email, a phone number, so do not hesitate. First thing. Second thing, if you're interested for working in the company, we are hiring. We are growing very fast, and we are hiring people.
And are you looking still for distribution partners? Can they get a hold of you?
We are looking for distribution partners. So yes. If you want to distribute our product, if you want to join the adventure in any way, in fact, in funding, in distributing, in designing, if you want to join us, do not hesitate to contact us. We have a wonderful technology, wonderful products, but the thing is today we are not known. We are a small company, French one. We cannot compete in communication with brands like Mercury, Yamaha, and so on. We are different from them. We are not the same. We don't want to be direct competitors. As said, we focus on a very different way of making electric motors.
Nicolas, thank you so much for spending time with us at the Green Boater. Everything that we talked about today will be in the show notes, so that if people need to contact you, your email addresses, the web address. We look forward to the next time we chat and hearing more about what your company is doing in this whole area.
Thank you very much, Bruno.
I trust you enjoyed today's episode of the Green Boater TV. If you'd like to learn more about what it means to be a green boater as an ocean enthusiast, learn about products, practices, hear from people with experience, I encourage you to subscribe by hitting the button below. Hey, until next time, this is the Green Boater, looking for ways to help you create the ocean you love.